They're creepy, they're kooky, they're the spooky episodes from one of the first kids networks in the US. Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 best Halloween specials on Nickelodeon. For this list, we're taking a look back at some of our favorite ghoulish Halloween specials and downright spooky episodes of some of our favorite Nicktoons and live-action series.
Come along, Clarice.
Yes, Daddy.
Viewers beware, you're in for a scare. And possible spoilers. Number 10, Halloween. Ned's Declassified School Survival Guide.
Well, I love Halloween. The candy, the costumes, the candy. Stuff we did in 3rd grade.
With the days of candy collecting long behind them, Ned, Mose, and Cookie are put in charge of organizing the Halloween party at James K. Polk Middle School. They create a haunted hallway attraction. That ends up working too well when Principal Pal is supposedly scared to death.
That's not good.
Fortunately, it all turns out to be a prank pulled by the principal to scare the kids.
You boys are hard to scare, but I got you good.
After that, the party goes off without a hitch, showing what happens when you pitch in to spread a little Halloween spirit at your school, and that you're never too old to enjoy the fun. Along with that, it also features a clever tie-in to the next episode, featuring the cast as monsters in a creepy ghoulish middle school. Number 9, Two Heads Are Better Than None, Kenan and Kel.
It says that he chops off the heads of innocent victims and then wears them as if they were his own. Then he gets rid of their bodies by eating them.
In the series' epilogue TV movie, the Rockmore family's cross-country road trip ends up turning into a nightmare. And not just because they bring Kel along. Kenan finds himself haunted by a headless knight that wants his head.
I want your head.
Nobody else believes in the legend, but when the car breaks down and the boys go for help, they end up spending the night in the headless knight's castle, and he is on the hunt.
I insist you all spend the night.
While not set during Halloween, it still features a blood-curdling fun story straight out of a horror film that really captures the feeling of the season. Made even better with Kenan and Kel's comedy.
You two are finished. Your heads are next.
Number 8, Doug's Halloween Adventure. Doug.
It all started a long time ago when the powerful Baron von Heckelhofer fell in love with a beautiful maiden.
Doug wants to be brave like his hero Race Canyon for Halloween, yet he's too afraid to go on a terrifying new amusement park attraction. However, Roger bullies him and Skeeter into sneaking onto the ride after hours.
We still got 15 minutes. We're within our legal rights.
Well, I don't know, Roger.
Only for the three to get trapped inside with a ghoulish maniac watching them. While Roger plans to prank the two chickens, Doug and Skeeter team up with the maniac for a little good old-fashioned revenge.
Don't haunt me, Doug. I'll do anything.
Being brave means being able to conquer your fears despite being afraid. And it's safe to say that Doug showed his bravery tonight. Plus, who doesn't love an episode with a spooky twist ending?
Just call me Baron von Heckelhofer.
Number 7, Fright Night, Danny Phantom. Being an entire Nicktoon about fighting ghosts, how could they not have a Halloween special? Danny clashes with the school bully Dash over who can make the scarier haunted house room. Unfortunately, Danny's desire to win causes him to accidentally unleash one of the most frightening ghosts of all, the Fright Night, the spirit of Halloween.
Besides, what's the worst that could happen?
Free! And once I regain possession of my sword, I will transform this world into my own personal pantheon of terror.
With his horrific storm and his soul shredder, he aims to plunge the world into an endless nightmare, unless Danny can end his reign of terror.
What?
Trick and treat, Buckethead!
While he manages to seal the night away, Danny ultimately loses the contest and faces consequences that are even scarier than ghosts.
Bon appetite-y whitey, loser!
It serves him right for messing with ghostly artifacts, but it did lead to an epic Halloween brawl. Number 6. Halloween Spectacular of Spooky Doom, Invader Zim. After tampering with his dad's gadget on Halloween, Dib accidentally ends up creating a nightmare realm, filled with some of the most horrifying monsters you'll ever see, including chilling versions of those in Dib's life.
I'm not the one!
You're telling me the prophecy is wrong? The boy with the flashing neck will come. He will be the key to freedom and stuff.
Was that Nostradamus?
I read it on a bathroom wall.
They help to escape to the real world through Dib's gigantic head, and ironically, probably the only one who can save him is Zim. That's even scarier.
My head's not big!
I didn't say anything about your head.
You're the only one who can help.
Help? You?
Thankfully, the monsters don't follow through with their takeover plan, because the only thing scarier than them is a horde of unconscious candy zombie trick-or-treaters.
Get the head on that one!
This is easily the creepiest episode on this list, thanks to the nightmare-inducing visuals and unnerving ambiance of the Nightmare Realm. Yet it blends perfectly with Invader Zim's absurd humor and already bizarre nature. Number 5. Big Time Halloween, Big Time Rush. In a spine-chilling alternate universe, the boys are monsters getting ready to perform at a big Halloween party. If only Gustavo can successfully turn them into a normal boy band. That's easier said than done, however, as the night only gets crazier from there. Zombie Logan keeps losing his limbs, Franken Carlos is out of control, a gorgeous vampire slayer is hunting James, and Kendall tries to hide his werewolf side from Joe.
You know what they say? Whoops. Gotta go, bye!
Wait, what time are you gonna pick me up for the...
This was a devilishly creative episode with a kooky setting and tributes to some of our favorite horror films and TV shows galore, all while maintaining the same zany big-time humor we know and love.
It's gonna be a big night. We're gonna have a good time. It's gonna be a big night.
Number 4. Arnold's Halloween, Hey Arnold.
Halloween is a serious business, and it's not for kids. No, Arnold. The purpose of Halloween is to scare the living daylights out of everyone until they scream bloody murder and beg for mercy.
When they're told they can't help out at the boarding house's Halloween party, Arnold and Gerald decide to play a trick of their own. They set up a fake radio news report to scare the boarders into thinking aliens have landed.
We interrupt this broadcast to bring to you a special bulletin. A large saucer-like craft of unknown origin is reported to have landed on the outskirts of the city.
But the broadcast gets leaked to the public, and soon the whole city is in a panic about the invasion. It gets especially bad for Helga and the rest of the kids when they dress up as aliens and end up being hunted by the townsfolk.
This is just makeup! See? Hey, it won't come off.
Get them! Get the grip!
Not only is this a spectacular tribute to the infamous Orson Welles' War of the Worlds broadcast, but it also shows what happens when a simple prank goes horribly awry. Number 3. iScream on Halloween, iCarly.
How do you carve a pumpkin that big?
Same way I make onion rings.
For a special Halloween broadcast, Carly, Sam, and Freddie decide to host iCarly inside an allegedly haunted apartment on the 13th floor.
Now, we pledge to stay right here in this abandoned apartment, webcasting to you live till midnight, because we're here to prove that you need light to do a web show.
However, the plan quickly goes south when the web show turns into the Blair Witch Project, with the gang being spooked by a supposed ghost. Meanwhile, Spencer has troubles of his own when he forgets to stock up on Halloween candy and faces the wrath of livid trick-or-treaters. While Spencer's story ends up hilariously, the iCarly trio is relieved to know that all the supernatural activities were just coincidences, and the apartment isn't really haunted at all.
It's a phone.
Overall, a fun and creepy episode with 2 very important lessons. Don't trespass where you don't belong, and never forget the candy on Halloween night. Number 2. Scary Godparents, the Fairly Odd Parents. Thanks to their lame costumes, Timmy and his friends are having the worst Halloween ever.
Hide! In the bushes! They won't see us in the shadows!
However, Timmy decides to spice things up by wishing everyone's costumes were real and scary.
Like a vampire's fangs in the night! Real and scary! Like a witch on a broom taking flight!
This unfortunately backfires, because not only do Cosmo and Wanda lose their magic, but also the rich kids turn into a giant pumpkin doomsday device bent on blowing up the earth. Fortunately, in the end, Timmy is able to wish everything back to normal.
I want Halloween the way it's supposed to be! Fake and safe!
And ends up having the best Halloween ever. It's perfectly fine to want to make things scary for the occasion, but it's probably for the best that everything is fake and safe. Forget horror movies, I'm gonna binge watch these Nick episodes and these honorable mentions on the spookiest night of the year.
Dustin, what is that? What are you holding?
It's the hat Jack was wearing.
In a long, long time. Every corner, every door, watch out, they ain't herbivores, ghastly ghouls, out for blood, sorry boy, you got stressed!
I am Dracula! How does my cape look?
We look awesome! You sure you don't want to be a monster, Jimmy?
No thanks. I'll just enjoy the fruits of your labor.
Fruit? I want candy.
You ring the bell, and free goodies!
Trick or treat!
Well, aren't we scary? Wait a minute. You've been here already.
What? No, I haven't.
Trick or treat, smell my butt. Shovel sugar into my gut. Give me the candy, mother load. Feed me junk till I explode.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Scaredy Pants, SpongeBob SquarePants.
The Flying Dutchman swoops down and starts stealing people's souls.
Do souls look like pickles?
As a matter of fact, they do.
Poor SpongeBob is terrified of Halloween because every year everyone scares him out of his pants. This year, however, Patrick decides to help him turn the tables with an amateur Flying Dutchman costume.
Ooh, I'm the Flying Dutchman.
The plan ultimately backfires and SpongeBob is made a laughingstock until the real Flying Dutchman arrives, finally having his fill of everyone dressing like him. He plans to steal everyone's souls until SpongeBob Scaredy Pants manages to scare him and everyone else away without even trying.
Hey, what do you know? I scared him! Ah!
This was a fun and spooky treat as the very first holiday-themed special of this iconic Nicktoon, with a harsh lesson about teasing people on Halloween. While the holiday still terrifies him, SpongeBob will eventually learn how fun it can be in The Legend of Bikini Bottom.
All around you, you can't get away. We take pride in making sure you have a friendly stay.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.